What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Let's Talk Football, of course, the one sports channel where we talk about football, particularly as it concerns the Premier League. All right, so it's been a bit of a slow week, starting from last weekend, and that's talking about the Premier League, and that's because the matches that were played, across England were, the FA Cup fourth round, and of course that was why, they didn't have much talks about the Premier League. And of course, Manchester United are not in the FA Cup and they're not in the Carabao Cup. Sadly, the week before the weekend, we had several Premier League matches. Most of them were played, within the week. I think Manchester United played on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, against West Ham. It was one match that was supposed to make it 5 wins in a row for Manchester United, particularly for the Manchester United fan I spoke about in my last video, who said he was never going to cut his hair till the club wins 5 games in a row. Sadly, he just might have to keep carrying the hair, sadly. But the game against West Ham was one game I expected Manchester United to win, to be honest, even though I know that West Ham is one club that keeps giving Manchester United a lot of tough time, just like you have, I think, Fulham, and then you have Brighton. You see these clubs, they're always giving Manchester United headache. Yeah, but it ended 1-1. I mean, West Ham would have won that game. Of course, it was in their home. They would have won that game. Thank God for and it is something minute goal by Shesko. I mean, it was a wonder goal. If not, that game would have ended 1-0 in favor of West Ham, and I don't know, Chelsea would have quickly overtaken Manchester United, because currently Manchester United, of course, remains in the 4th position, but with just a point above Chelsea. So it tells you how strong the contest is, and the fact that every club really needs to get their ass together, because if you sleep, the way they will overtake you, you yourself go shock. But then thankfully also that week, a couple of clubs also drew their games, surprisingly, and that's talking about Arsenal played Brentford. It ended 1-1. I know they were expecting to win, to sort of make the gap between they and Man City longer, but it ended 1-1. And then I think Man City won their game. I think it ended 2-1 or thereabouts. And then Chelsea also drew their game, I think against Leeds, 2-2. So I mean, that was why it wasn't an entirely bad midweek, for supporters of Manchester United, because the moment Manchester United drew, people were like, come on, so what's this whole thing about Michael Carrick and the fact that he's changing a lot of things in the club? But the Premier League resumes this week. Manchester United is not, I don't think they are playing this week. I think maybe early next week or thereabout, or maybe on Sunday, they get to resume, and then we'll see what happens, if they are going to win their next game. But for Frank, who has been carrying his hair, I'm sorry, he might need to keep carrying it, because it means he will now have to wait for another 5 games for Manchester United to win, before he can cut his hair and regain his freedom. But I think if there's anything, carrying his hair has done for him, is the fact that it just helped to increase his social media following. I saw this post, I think he had, prior to taking up the challenge, he had about, I think, 4,000 or 14,000 followers on Instagram, but the moment he made that announcement and then he started, his followership has grown up to more than 1 million. All right, so if not for anything, if he's not going to gain anything, from carrying his hair for almost 2 years, at least he has gained, quite a number of following on social media, and I think it's the same thing across other social media platforms apart from LinkedIn. I mean, Twitter, TikTok. If he's on these platforms, I believe that his following would have really increased. So we wait to see what happens. I just pray that Manchester United would win the 5 games in a row. But it's going to be a long way too. It's really funny, really, really funny. But like I said, the Premier League returns, this week and then next week. So we'll wait and see what is going to happen. All right, but the fact is that no club is ready to back down in the struggle. I mean, I've always maintained that the Premier League title is open. It's open to Arsenal, is open to Man City, is open to Liverpool, is open to Manchester United, is open to anybody at all, any club at all right? So, I mean, clubs should just have that at the back of their mind. The moment you fail to do your duty, to perform your duty well, I mean, you're going to just go down. Talking about performance, I wasn't really impressed with their performance against, that's talking about Manchester United against West Ham on Tuesday. I expected more. But of course, I think one key takeaway for me from that match was the fact that the draw felt like a loss for Manchester United. You could see the disappointment written all over their faces, and that was one thing we didn't see previously. So it tells you how hungry they are really, to succeed. I wish the players well, especially now that they are showing, more commitment. I wish them well and hope that at least they're going to end this season in the top 4. That's if they don't win the Premier League. So just share your thoughts on the comment section. Do you think Manchester United are going to win their next 5 games in a row, so that at least Frank can cut his hair? Just share your thoughts on the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.